Red Eyes Fusion is often seen as a controversial card within the Dark Magician deck and archetype. Today I'm going to tell you exactly why you should be playing Ref at 3. For years, the Dark Magician archetype has only strived to achieve these 3 cards: Circle, Eternal Soul, and a Dark Magician somewhere, whether it be the hand or the graveyard, with the simple play being summoning Dark Magician with Eternal Soul, activating the Circle to then banish an opponent's monster, and then being able to link off the Dark Magician or remove him from the field with effects like Magician's Rod in the grave, to then loop the Dark Magician over and over. And while it has such a simple game plan, sometimes it's still hard to achieve. Enter Konami with some of the later Dark Magician support. We got Magician's Souls. Now, while this card first got abused in Spirals, thanks Spirals, we were able to utilize it to make the deck better. We could play this at 3 and not play Dark Magician at 3, or play both, and this maximized our chance of putting Dark Magician in the hand or in the grave. Fast forward to Dragoon's release, and we actually pick up Red Eyes Fusion as a power crap version of Magician's Souls. You might be thinking, what do I mean power crap version of Magician's Souls? Well, Ref is actually a better version of it on paper. Let's dive into it. As we mentioned earlier, we only need 3 cards to get the Dark Magician engine going. One of them being a Dark Magician, the other being Circle, and a third being Eternal Soul. In our hand are all the pieces that we need to achieve this and more. So I'm going to show why Red Eyes Fusion can be much better than Magician's Souls. While Magician's Souls can get you additional draws, Red Eyes Fusion will straight up give you a boss monster with Omni Negate. From here we're able to go into Dark Magical Circle, and we're able to chain our Soul Servant, which is better than opening Eternal Soul. Yes, it is. Why? Well, because now we can go and grab Salvation. While Salvation's not really the relevant part here, it is good to get that extra card. So we're going to grab that Salvation. These cards don't really matter right now. Salvation is going to give us the Eternal Soul. We have an extra card on field now. Salvation's not that relevant, but for later turns, Magician Souls can send this to draw, Tomias can send it to summon, or you can even use the effect to summon DMG or DM. That effect barely comes up though. From here, we've established the Dark Magician triangle. We have Dark Magician in grave, Circle, and Eternal Soul. This was a random draw, so don't think this is relevant. This is just a discard for Dragoon. That Circle, Soul Servant, and Ref is a power creep version of the original Dark Magician triangle. Now look, there are people who will say that Ref sucks in Dark Magician, and understandable. If you do get ashed, your game is kind of over, your game plan is over. But think about it this way: if you're going to get ashed on Ref, you're going to get ashed on Rod, you're going to get ashed on your relevant search anyway, and you're probably not going to play. It's the standard Dark Magician. We can't really play through one interruption. Of course, there are ways to play around this, such as Called by the Grave and cross out Designator. Now, this card's a little pricier, so I understand if you don't want to invest in it. Here's a budget option. No one will see Prohibition coming. Calling Ash Blossom with it seems stupid, but it works. And you know what? It's kind of better sometimes, because if you open this in Magician Souls and you don't see your Ref, oh well. You can call something else that you know your opponent's playing in games 2 or 3. Plus, you can send out your Magician Souls, and you can send Prohibition for a draw if it's really doing nothing in the matchup. So it's actually better that it's a continuous spell if you have Magician Souls. If you have Ref with this, obviously you just call Ash, play your Ref, happy days. Being able to protect the most important spell in our deck from resolving seems pretty good, right? I guess another note about Prohibition is it's kind of dead going second. I would say it's a good side card. The other dilemma is if you're going second with Dark Magician and you've opened Ref, you're already in a good spot. So then the Prohibition, you know, it could be a dead card, or it could be there kind of just being useless without Ref, even worse. But once again, treat it like you're Called by the Grave. Obviously, Called by's at 1, so there's nothing you can do about it. The Dark Magician triangle is a theory established by myself, and a lot of other DM players have taken it on board. It is just a theory that we need Circle, Dark Magician, and Eternal Soul for the deck to function. While we need those 3 cards, we actually only achieve the 1 banish from Circle. Obviously, we have the reoccurring engine with the Dark Magician. Though this is not normally enough to execute a win in modern game metas, so we normally need to back that up with boss monsters like Dragoon, Floodgates, Hand Traps, though this meta is not that great for that, but normally Hand Traps are fine. But what I'm saying is, this 1 banish will not get you very far unless you're versing like Salamangreat and you banish their first summon. Apart from that, you're going to have a very bad time. I think it's also worth noting, if you're in a top deck scenario, your opponent's just access code blown up your whole board and you're drawing for turn to save your life, your anime moment, would you rather draw Red Eyes Fusion, or would you rather draw the Dark Magician? Now, obviously, there is a cost. There is always a cost to a card as broken as Red Eyes Fusion, and that is you have to main deck a Red Eyes. Can this be a break? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Have I lost games because of this card being in my hand? Oh yeah, 100%. Would I still play Ref? 100%. Why? Well, the amount of times you open this and the amount of games you lose because of it does not matter compared to the amount of games you win because of Red Eyes Fusion. Think of it that way. I know since Anaconda's gone, some people might think Red Eyes Fusion's not as viable, but I'm here to tell you it absolutely is. It's almost the only way to play Dark Magician. It's that good that I can't see myself playing a build without it, and whenever I go to locals and I play, and I don't play Ref, I'm always like, man, Ref would be really good here, or damn, I wish I had a way to Ref here. You might be thinking, well, LOZA, you can't have ways to Ref in Dark Magician. Well, Red Eyes Insight is a card. Red Eyes Insight is a fantastic card that searches Ref. It can be Ash Bait, or it can just grab you Ref, and you can just Ref. It sends a card for cost, and while sending Red Eyes Wyvern's normally pretty good, we've got a new card coming out that's going to make it exceptional, and that's the Red Eyes Meteor Dragon. As soon as the Red Eyes Meteor Dragon comes out, the Ref Dark Magician deck gets so much better, because one, this card is like a Pseudo Magician Souls. It can send Dark Magician from deck to grave, and then summon itself out, and then you can use your Magician Souls to send DMG and summon itself out. Fantastic. Or you can even summon out the Dark Magician that you sent with the Meteor Dragon with the Souls, and then you're able to make a rank 7 play from there. So that's really cool. So this card has this additional effect, which is really good for confirming game. During your main phase, except the turn this card sent to grave, banish this card from grave. Add Red Eyes Fusion from deck or grave to hand. That is so perfect. I love it. I love it so much. Obviously, I'd love it more if I could search it turn 1, but the fact that you can still grab it on turn 2, which is normally when Ref will be able to summon Dragoon and pop stuff as well, mind you, and go for game. So I actually think turn 1 will be more about setting up floodgates and putting this in your bin for the new Dark Magician deck, and then grabbing Ref on turn 2. Thanks so much for watching another LOZA Dark Magician video. If you haven't subscribed already, just go do it. Help out the channel. Give me a hand. I got so many videos coming up showcasing all the great Dark Magician plays and playstyles and deck profiles. And you know, I'm trying to bring the deck back into competitive viability. It's hard. Couple of cards are going to help us do it though. Mystic Mind ban hurt, Anaconda ban hurt, we can still do it. If it's your first time checking out the channel, my name is LOZA and I make all Dark Magician content, so please subscribe. I make Master Duel, I make TCG, I might dabble in OCG, but probably not. But I have so many videos on Dark Magician, I'm sure there's one out there for you. And please comment down below your favorite Dark Magician cards, because mine is the Dark Flare Knight. Thanks for watching. Red Eyes Fusion, best card.